Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. The goal of my YouTube channel is to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. This fast stands for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and tempeh-based cooking. I post a video each day to help you to see the connection of how these four attributes works together so you can make home cooking efficient, practical, and fun. The first and foremost is that you need to have advanced prepping. And one way for advanced prepping is that to have your protein, in this case chicken, to prep in advance. And it's really quite simple. All you have to do is to cut it up into the pieces that you want, and then you package them into the portion that you want, in this case in Ziploc sandwich bag. And when you're ready to use it, all you have to do is to take one and put it in a bowl of lukewarm water, and you will thaw out in about 5 to 10 minutes, then you are ready to go. Now the advantage of this approach is that you can control the portion that you want. Now I use chicken mainly as a condiment rather than as the main ingredients. I usually use about 8 ounces of chicken. Now I always marinate the chicken exactly the same way. I use a method called dry marinating. I coat it with cornstarch. And then I use a seasoning mix, which I use my basic seasoning mix. This will create a flavor as well as charring on the surface of the chicken. But you can use whatever seasoning mix that you would like. And then I add a small amount of sugar. Now the sugar turned out to be really quite important because the sugar will provide caramelization on the surface of the chicken. And the end result is that the chicken will have what we call wok chi. It will have, first of all, caramelization. And it will also have charring on the surface of the chicken and give it a smoky-like flavor. And on top of that, its appearance looks great. It looks almost it has been grilled. Okay, I mix everything together. And now I am ready for the other ingredients. I'm going to use mushroom. And the mushroom that I'm going to use is a mushroom which I really enjoy. It's called baby bella. This is a portobello mushroom, but it's in much smaller size. And you can prep it in advance and store it in a plastic container. And they actually has a pretty good shelf life. They can stay well for at least a week. So you can use them in many different type of dishes. One of the benefits of advanced prepping is that you can use the same ingredients in many different type of dishes. Onion is one of them. Onion is extremely versatile. I use in almost all my stir frying. Carrot is another one. And both of them provide great flavor, as well as a wonderful texture to the dish. Last but not the least, I always have some scallion on hand. I use it mainly as a garnish. Again, it has great flexibility. From all my videos, you probably noticed that my stainless steel wok, which is made by Cuisinart, is a 14-inch stainless steel wok, and it's the wok of my wok of choice. And the reason for that is that I can keep it clean and spotless each time. And I start out with about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I know this wok very well, so I know how to season it to create a non-stick cook surface. And seasoning this wok, I developed a method which I call it the spot seasoning. And for stainless steel wok, it works excellent. All I have to do is to heat up the oil, which is smoking point, and I let it smoke gently for about 15 seconds. And now the oil is at the highest temperature, and it also has created a non-stick cook surface. So the first thing I did is that I'm going to cook the chicken first. And the way I cook the chicken, the first step is I call it shallow frying. Basically, I fry the chicken to create a nice texture on the surface of the chicken because I have coated with cornstarch, basic seasoning mix, and sugar as well. But I'm going to fry it only on one side because that's all you have to do. It will create enough flavor, but it also make it much faster. And here's where the dry marinating comes in. The dry marinating will keep the chicken as dry as possible, as free of moisture on its surface, because this is a much better way for searing the chicken. Because once you have moisture, the temperature of the oil will drop, and this will reduce the effectiveness of how the chickens are being seared. And it takes very little time for the chicken to be seared, and at this point, I'm going to add onion, followed by adding some carrot. At the same time, I'm going to turn down the temperature of the burner, because this is the time I want the chicken to cook slowly, because once you sear it, you want the chicken to be cooked slowly. This is one way to retain the moisture inside the chicken. As you can see, the side of the chicken that has been placed down on the surface of the wok start to create charring as well as caramelization. This will make the chicken more flavorful, and it also gives the chicken a smoky flavor. Now, when people talk about wok chi, it's that smoky flavor that comes with the food that you cook. Now, traditionally, when people do wok chi, they use tremendous amount of heat, and so that it can char the food ingredients appropriately. But in this case, you can char it without a lot of heat by coating the chicken with the right type of coating, and this dry marinating allow you to achieve that goal. I add a little bit more cooking oil, as you noticed. This will make sure things will not stick. Next, I'm going to add some mushroom. Now, the portobello mushroom is added at a later phase of the cooking process. And the reason is because of a method known as sequential stir-frying. Now, in sequential stir-frying, the idea is actually very simple. Instead of putting every ingredient into the wok at the same time, you put them in separately. As in this case, you notice that I put the chicken in first, followed by the onion and the carrot. Last but not the least is the mushroom, because I want to cook the mushroom a much shorter time compared to other ingredients. Now you notice that I start to deposit a small amount of water onto the surface of the wok. And I call this method spot cleaning, because you notice that some of the food ingredients, particularly the cornstarch, has burned to the surface of the wok, and that happens quite often. Also, the onion will have a tendency to burn to the surface of the wok because onion is high in the sugar. Again, the onion will caramelize. And by using this small amount of water, I'm able to use the wok spatula to scrape off whatever that has been attached to the surface of the wok. Now, this is a very effective way to clean the wok, but it also allows you to retrieve some of the flavor back to the dish. And in other cooking tradition, it's known as deglazing. I'm going to season the chicken with a teriyaki style. And the teriyaki style involves the combination of oyster sauce together with hoisin sauce. And the ratio depends on how strong you want the sauce to be in terms of either saltiness or sweetness. And this ratio can be changed according to your flavor preference. And then I'm going to add some sugar. Now, sugar plays a very important role in a teriyaki flavor, because a teriyaki flavor with a tendency to being sweet. Again, you can make adjustment depending on how sweet you want the dish to be. And this is a nice thing about home cooking. It gives you a lot of latitude and a lot of leeway to decide exactly how you like your dish. Now, by this time, the dish is pretty much cooked. I basically turn off the heat, or you can keep the heat at low if you would like. And I would do a taste test to make sure the flavor is exactly how I would like it. And in this case, I decided I'm going to add just additionally a little bit more sugar to make it a little bit sweeter. However, if you notice that the bottom of the wok is completely clear of anything stick to it, and that's the effectiveness of using the water, using the method which I call it spot cleaning. And that will keep the bottom of the wok clean, and it make it cleaning much easier. And that's the beauty of a stainless steel wok, because you can keep it spotless anytime that you want. And for this particular dish, I'm going to serve it with some white rice. But you can serve it with other carbohydrate as well. For example, you can switch to white rice to pasta noodles or traditional Chinese noodles. And it will give you an entirely different culinary experience by just switching the carbohydrate. Occasionally, I will use some tortilla wraps for accompany this particular dish. And in this case, I will place some scallion as well as some cucumber in the wrap and give it a type of freshness to it. So you can see there are many possibilities, many different options. So a simple dish can become a culinary experience that you can vary from time to time. And last but not the least, I'm going to garnish the dish with some scallion. Scallion is extremely useful for garnishing any type of dish because it will bring freshness to the dish, and it will also bring some fresh onion flavor. A lot of people like it. Now, if you enjoy onion, you will enjoy this approach. And the scallion that I use is the bottom portion of the scallions. Okay, I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine, because I believe home cooking provides the nutritional as well as emotional benefit that is much more significant. So if you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.